Welcome back to Deep House with Larry White at the historic home of Sam and Alfreda Maloof in Altaloma, California. Lauren Verdugo, my apprentice, is here with me today as we continue to explore the wonderful artifacts found in the Maloof collection. In today's fourth episode, we're going to visit the library to feature a construction process used to create a classic 1960s dining chair.
All right, so today we seem to be in the children's room or library room as it looks now. What are some things you wanted to talk about in here?
Well, we're going to talk about some 60s furniture, but I wanted to clarify that this was originally the children's bedroom, and it got converted to the library room when we moved up here in 2000 as part of the historic residence. I want to talk about and concentrate on the look of the 60s today.
These two chairs that you pointed out, they seem to be in the middle in terms of design process and style of Sam's work compared to the ones that we saw in a previous video, right?
Right. These are the classic hornback. This is 1964. This is the look that they would have at that period in time. And so this is transitioning towards a much more sculptural look in about 10 years further on. So anyway, today what I want to do is concentrate on the construction aspects of the classic 60s dining chair. Sam made hundreds of these. I worked on hundreds. And so I wanted to talk about that. You studied these techniques yourself, Lauren, and made some really fine pieces using some of this technique.
Well, thank you. And so from what I understand is the general construction is you start with the front joinery in terms of the seat frame. So you get those finger joints in there, connect straight to the back legs, and then the arms go on, and the crest with the spindles.
You pretty much nailed it. Sam would start with the seat frame, which consists of three parts with finger joints in front. He would take the two side rails and put them face to face, then drill a 1 5/8 hole right in the middle, open it up, which gives him two half circles to glue the front legs into.
Right.
That match that socket. The next thing he would do is build the H part, which is the two back legs and the back of the seat. And once he had that glued up, then he would glue the seat frame to it, and then he would glue the front legs in, glue the arms on, and at that point, he would drill in here with a 5/8 dowel and drive about 4 inches of 5/8 dowel in there, and then he would drill over that and put a 3/4 inch walnut cap over the top of the dowel so you couldn't see it.
Right. I even noticed those pins on there too, that he was pinning those dowels on top of that.
Right. Even though these are butt joints, there's a big dowel going through here, and he would drill through for either a 3/16 or 1/4 inch dowel, depending on the size, and drive pins all the way through, and that created a mechanical lock on that joint. So even though it was a butt joint, it was extremely strong.
When you started working for Sam in 62, I know that there's one thing that is definitely a change in terms of just the bottoms being totally finished out, right?
Yeah, yes, really what happened was I had a personal aesthetic. I was studying art, and I noticed that on a number of the pieces inside the house, this was all still bandsaw cut, or if it was sanded, it was very roughly cross-hatched with 80 or 60 grit paper. And because there were no sanding machines, no sanders, I sanded all these by hand. And so I didn't know where to stop going around the edge, so I solved the problem by just sanding it all out. So by hiring creative labor instead of a parts assembler, it changed Sam's aesthetic somewhat. And from then on, we finished out everything on the bottom as well as the top. I wanted to mention on the upholstery here, you'll notice some shadows in here. These are large holes drilled in the plywood inside to relieve the pressure of when you're sitting on the seat. It makes it more comfortable.
No unexpected noises.
That's right. Yeah, you got it. And anyway, it made a nice, comfortable seat on just a piece of plywood. And so the other thing that's interesting about this period of time is the use of the brand, which Sam developed in the mid-50s and used this brand to sign his pieces all the way into the early 70s, at which point he started hand signing with a pyro tool to make it more personal.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we flip this chair back over, we always have a lot of vibrant fabrics, right? on these pieces that are very minimal in design. So the next couple pieces that we're going to see are kind of out there, and so we'll emphasize the fabric later, so let's go check those out.
Yeah, I think so. We're looking at some niche aesthetic that's pretty interesting.
All right, cool.